the tradition of having a faculty member give the farewell address to the senior class. This year's seniors chose our high school assistant principal, Mr. John Fortney. Coach Lay, I'll need to see you later in my office. See if I can get this thing working. All right, we'll try it this way. Congratulations, graduates. I'm truly honored to have been chosen as your speaker. In the short time that I've been part of the Owensville family, I have been welcomed. I have never felt closer to a group of students than I do to your class. From forks in my yard to Post-it notes in my office, to plastic ducks, your group has been one adventure after another. When thinking about what to speak on, I promised my wife that I wouldn't say anything stupid. I'm not sure I can keep that promise, but let's see what happens. I am lucky. I have always been lucky. Not lucky in the sense of I win money every time I buy a scratcher. Or lucky in the sense of, I had multiple people ask me to prom. My luck came in the sense of relationships. I am lucky with people. I am lucky from having two parents that are still in love 40 years after they said I do. Lucky that I get to spend my days with kids I love and nights with a family I need more than breath itself. I hold relationships special and I work to nurture and maintain them. Confucius says our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. My father is a special person. He has gotten up more times than he has been knocked down, which makes him successful. He is full of life and advice. Many of the quotes that I've used with you this year come from him. Of all the adults in my life, Rick Fortney has had the most profound impact on me as a person. My pop gets both the credit and the blame. I thought since I had your undivided attention for the next few minutes, it would be a great chance to share some of his wisdom with you. So here's some thoughts from my father. Number one, have a hero and be someone's hero. Needless to say, my father is my hero. I always loved superheroes. I saw them in a comic book and on the movie screen, but somehow I knew they weren't real. They weren't going to swoop in and save me from the local bully or stop that car from hitting me. I saw my dad one time lift something really heavy when I was a kid, and I was convinced that he was a superhero. I even went as far as going into his closet and checking for his cape and tights. No cape, no tights. As a father and husband now, I still revel in the fact that my 70-year-old father can work a 14-hour day and still make time to be a great husband. He is the example that I live my life by. He is the man I hope my son becomes. I feel like I'm still working on trying to be a hero. Try as I might, I can't fly. It would make my commute to school a whole lot more fun. Second thing from my father, he said, be the solution, not the problem. There are millions of problems in the world. Chances are you have experienced one or two of them in the time you've been around. If so, why add to the growing collection of issues that the world has? As you move forward with your lives, you will encounter obstacles. Make a plan and act. Let me say that again. Make a plan and act. Too often when trouble arises, people hunker down and are frozen in their world. You don't have to have the right solution, and you will change plans as you move forward, but you need to start somewhere. I remember a time when something terrible happened to me. Something so catastrophic that I thought I would not be able to go on living. The chain fell off my bicycle. Can you believe it? Thought the world had come to an end. I ran to my dad to tell him, panting. Not surprised, I was never a swift runner. I told him what had happened and had no clue what to do. He looked at me, not nearly as fearful as I thought he should be, and asked, what's your plan? My plan? Are you kidding me? I am without transportation. which is huge for a 9-year-old, and you want to know my plan? A problem isn't a problem unless you have a solution. Otherwise, you're just complaining. He turned and walked away, and I stood there wondering, who's going to fix my bike? The answer was me. Took a bit. The chain went on, and I later found out that you really shouldn't sit on mom's couch without washing your hands. Next point, show up on time, ready to work. I always thought this only meant work, job. The more I thought about it, I feel like it means so much more. Think of it this way. Be present in everything that you do. How many times have you gone through the motions with something? A relationship, work, school, anything. Be present in what you do. Be mindful of the moment. I have met people who make you feel like you are the only person on the planet when you speak to them. And that's a powerful thing. You have the ability to make a moment powerful for someone else. Embrace your inner superhero and save the day. Leave it better than you got it. This one has always been pretty self-explanatory to me, but it's so hard to actually do. Think of it this way. Are you a giver or are you a taker? Are you willing to make things better for others without expecting anything in return? The easy thing to tell you would be make the world better than you left it. But that would be cliche. I challenge you to make your life better than you got it. I challenge you to make a relationship better than you got it. Pick a life and change it. Not for any other reason than that person deserves better. You are so much more powerful than you could ever imagine. What you do with that gift is entirely up to you. Steve Jobs said once, he said, here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. And the last thought that I want to leave with you, graduates in 2015, is simply this. If you can be Batman, be Batman. Thank you, class of 2015.